Continuing Matthew 25. I'm going to bring this a little closer to you because you are somehow quieter than me in these
I don't know. I can be
past
quieter than you.
recordings. I know. Weird. Okay, so we ended off on the parable of bags of gold in Matthew 25. Now on to the sheep and the goats story.
You. See, and all of these are just talking about who's getting in, who's not, who's going to make it, who will not, and that's why
Okay.
he's giving them now.
Okay. I mean, maybe we'll go a little bit quicker through the rest of this chapter then, but I wanted to just know if there's a historical significance to sheep between a sheep and goat distinction.
Not really. In fact, they're used synonymously in the temple. So, yeah, the people who are big into Satanism think that the goat head is like, and because of this teaching, but Jesus is just using two farm animals, and he's shown. And a lot of people say, "Oh, goats are much more rebellious and difficult and obstinate."
I see.
So Satan's symbol is the goat head, but I think he's just using animals, and he's saying on the one hand are going to be the sheep, and the other hand the goats. Yeah.
I didn't write much down. Oh wait, the sheep, he says, come and take your inheritance. The kingdom is prepared for you since the creation of the world.
Yeah.
Is that like a predestination?
No, I just think that this was the plan from the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think he has like plans from the beginning that didn't happen?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He said
Like-
plan, and that's the changing.
Okay.
Okay, that's not working. Let's do this with them now.
Like,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, and then I'm forgetting a lot of this story actually. He says all the things they did for him, but he says all the things he did for him, but they ask, when did we do that? And he said,
We needed this to the least of my brother, and you did it unto me.
He calls them brothers and sisters of mine,
Yeah.
of Jesus.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Is
Well,
that a thing?
It is in Mormonism
Yeah.
because they do it spiritually. But with Christians, they should realize that we are joint heirs with Christ in the kingdom. That he was human. He's our human brother. And even brother, you're his human sister in the family of God for what God did to reconcile everything to him and give everybody a chance to become like his son. So there is that at play, yes, in what he did.
Human brother and sister.
Yeah, because he took on flesh, and so he becomes part of the human race. So in that sense, he is our brother, and we are joint heirs with him. Yeah. But in terms of his deity and what was in him, that was God. Yeah. We're not God. Yeah.
Will there be people at like his level in heaven though? We're at the throne next to him, or heirs are at the throne next to him, right?
I don't know how that works anymore because the nation of Israel, the faithful bride, are the ones who filled those roles.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know what that means for us.
Oh.
Yeah. So sitting next to, being part of the administration, the leadership, whatever, who knows?
Yeah. Someone on Sunday was talking about how someone else teaches that there are actually two gospels, one for the Jews and one for the Christians.
Yeah, I don't think that because there are no Jews now and they are saved by the same great news that you and I are.
Well, but that's what Christians think, right? Like they have
Now, some Christians think that there's a special approach to Jews and there is a different approach to Gentiles.
Okay, well, okay, in this instance, he was saying that the Jews' gospel is actually a material kingdom.
Yeah.
Like they'll get a material Messiah or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know if I would split it that hardcore.
Okay.
I would bring it all together and say he used the Jews to bring everything else around.
Right.
But different and special and unique, I don't know.
Okay, but but there could be that it is though that there is a special bride
Yes.
up there. And that bride was those people right at that time that were
Yes.
taken up. It wasn't any Jews before.
No, it could have been Abraham. He was
Okay.
embraced into it. Isaac, Jacob, whoever was faithful would be part of that bride in the heavenly realm. But we are not Israel.
Yeah.
That's the thing to start with. The book is about Israel from beginning to end. We are the beneficiaries of what happened through them, but they kind of set the city up, and we are equal parts of it. And so is anybody who says they're Jew today. They're not special anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I lost it. Oh, Gentiles though. Like I'm wondering if we can refer to Gentiles in that day that became part of the bride. Were there Gentiles
Yeah.
that became part of the bride? So what did he say to them?
It would be the same thing because they were part of that bride. They were part of Israel at that time, adopted in by faith in their Messiah. So they were seen the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's not that we can do that too, and we can also be at this bride level.
Yeah, I don't see that as being logical or congruent with the narrative.
Okay.
I see him as having a special time when they had been warned and warned and warned. Our Messiah is coming to get us. You know, will you receive him? Because they didn't, the gospel went out to the whole world. Is kind of the way it's explained.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Right.
they failed to do it. Yeah, now God uses what Christ did for them for the whole world, and the whole world benefits.
But did they fail? Like there was a bride.
There was a bride, but the nation did not receive him. The
Right.
nation's leaders rejected him and had him put to death.
And the nation literally refers to like the chief priests and
Yeah.
elders,
Yeah.
like the actual like government
Yeah,
leaders.
right.
Okay.
And the actual people. That's why John came and he called to those people, and he said, "Now is the time, people, Jews." And Jesus said, "Don't go to the Samaritans. Only go to my people," because they were the ones who were promised this Messiah. So it was given to them. Here's your chance. Will you receive me, my son, who's been given now to the world? And they didn't. Yeah.
And like it actually could be that God intended it just for that nation and not he did intend it just for that nation and not for us. And like if they had taken it,
Yeah, if they
what
had-
state would we be in?
I don't know. It's a conjecture. We
Yeah.
don't know, because the other side of that coin is God knew they wouldn't. He watched over the history of what they did with everything he gave them. They turned everything against him. Very few devout Jews really came out of that nation in the Old Testament. So they were constantly, and so God is like, I'm going to send my son, but
Yeah.
and I think he knew they're going to kill him, and it's part of this whole plan. See, I tell people who get mad that Israel was the chosen nation, I think they were chosen because they were as much pricks as they were great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not special in the sense of God says, you are specially, you're better. No. Could have been worse.
It makes me wonder if the original intent was ever to even send a son.
Yeah, this is where Grady starts talking too, but it does say from the foundation of the world, he was called.
Jesus?
Yeah, from the foundation of the world. But that could be interpreted as the foundation of the Gentile, the Jews. I mean, it could be interpreted a lot of different ways.
The word world there?
Yeah, it's starting to get into the weeds.
Sorry,
Yeah,
yeah,
no. It's
okay.
just a difficult thing to really say on the conjecture of maybe they didn't. But logically, you could say that. Logically,
Yeah.
nothing ever should have gone bad.
Yeah.
Starting with Adam and
Adam,
Eve.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I think he's a God who will change.
Yeah.
Okay. They failed.
Yeah.
All right, now we're going to do this. Don't do that if you do that. So I think it's been this relationship where he's caring for us like a good parent. But I get rid of the idea of foreknowledge, predestination, and that's why he's loving. He lets us choose. He doesn't demand what we're going to do, but he responds in love. So the ultimate response was, at the end of the road, if everyone just keeps screwing up, I'll send my son.
That's crazy. I've never thought of that.
Yeah.
Like Jesus actually not being, like, who's to say, uh, who's to say this is really even the end of what's going to happen?
That's why Grady says, sorry to quote him all the time, but
No,
this is the end of the beginning.
I
What we're reading is
see.
the end of the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
But like, there isn't a Jewish nation that he's speaking to right now or something. Or there isn't
Hell
like
no.
a nation in general that he's
No.
speaking to. And there
No.
isn't a narrative going on.
No.
So,
There's no male or female. There's no black or white. There's no Jew or Gentile. There is this world.
but like, could that be what the state of things was pre like Adam and Eve? Like, we're kind of reset now into no male and female, and he like is going to reestablish a new Adam and Eve and like do it again.
Well,
Do you know what I mean?
Jesus is called the second Adam. And that's why I say the whole world has returned to the garden state.
Right.
Except now our choices don't wind up in us being alienated from God. The
Right.
choices just wind up in loss of reward and loss of relationship.
That kind of sets up like a cycle. Like, we're in a state that seems like he could reestablish a separation of male and female and like religion.
You can do anything. But that's postulation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it doesn't, that's not precluded.
No. And that's the reason why age is so important when you translate that word. Because if you translate it to the end of the world and not the end of the age, and people say, well, God is described as then it's age abiding life, not eternal life. They freak out over that. And we say, yes, it is. Well, that means we don't know what the future holds. No, we don't. Mm-hmm. So could there be another one? Anything is possible. Anything is possible.
That is so scary.
Yeah. So it removes the certainty.
Yeah.
It removes the final destination of it. It opens it up to God working in ways that we might just be a little bubble in a grand vat of champagne. Mm-hmm. And he's really got great stuff for people. So I trust that he loves faith and he loves people who will live in this life and follow it. And that something amazing is there for those who establish that in them.
Yeah, like, so the trust that Christians, the issue is that this is totally removing what Christians say they trust in, which are promises of eternal life and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So
hell for the non-believer.
Hell for all, yeah, like rewards, him coming back, all that. So what are we trusting in then now? If that's all, even like eternal life, it was something I thought we still had trust in, and I don't know if that's even true.
Oh no, I have no concept of what the afterlife will mean.
Yeah.
So the trust in is that Jesus finished the work for my failures on this earth. So now I live my life with that,
with gratitude,
in gratitude.
And that. Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all we can say for sure is like
we trust in
I trust. Yeah. Like as a trust statement, I guess.
That's all we can say.
Not that that's going to lead to anything.
Right. You know, and that's the problem. We don't reassure with it will lead to something.
Yeah.
But in the former days, in the 1800s, the promise was you're going to sit on a cloud and play a harp for eternity. Mm-hmm. Well, you know, that's just not biblical. Mm-hmm. You know?
That is really crazy.
Yeah.
Eternal life. I mean, I'm at the point right now in my mind where I'm thinking we're going through this a bunch of times.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't know either. I mean, that's not said to be happening, but it's also nothing said to be happening. Right. So. Yeah.
And, you know, it's just really funny that God just doesn't give us very much in the written record of his ancient people about insights to that. He just doesn't say, hey, you know, you're going to go on. So it opens everybody up to speculation. So, all I'll say is I don't believe we live in the same age forever and ever. Yeah.
Up there.
Yeah. What? Well, we haven't lived in the same age here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't.
And they haven't lived in the same. People who were in hell or Sheol or whatever were taken. Like
Yeah.
things changed up there.
Right. And the scripture uses new heaven and new earth as God establishing a new age.
Mm-hmm.
So, maybe the new Jerusalem up there will become the old Jerusalem in future eons of time.
Yeah.
I mean, forget it.
Yeah.
We can't imagine. And that's what the scripture says. Eye hasn't seen, ear hasn't heard what awaits those who love the Lord.
Well, there could be something with the Jews reviving again.
Well, you could come up with anything, couldn't you? I mean, we could come up with any sort
Well,
of...
we could, because he's apparently going off of what's going on down here a little bit. He's seeing, what are they doing? I'm not going to act, he goes off of us a little bit.
But the principle with Jews are they were married and had the full privilege of him as their husband, and they went off with idols. And they did, and so he gave them a bill of divorce and threw down on their nation completely, to the point where Paul said, "No Jew, no Gentile." So if somehow all the hereditary Jews in the heavens rise back up, I would probably say that's part of the dark. I'm not anti-Semitic.
Oh my gosh. I wanted to add one more thing. I'm from the foundations of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't that be like? I feel like if Jesus says anything like that, it's God in him speaking.
Oh yeah.
So that does not mean anything about Jesus being.
No.
So, but you brought that up in reference to like.
That's how Trinitarians will justify his eternal existence as a person. They'll use passages like that.
But you used it in that way.
Yeah. Well, I think I used it that way because you asked me, how do they, and I said they would say.
No. Sorry to correct, but it was in reference to me saying or asking if Jesus was like not intended to come.
Oh.
And you said, because God apparently is changing and like works off of what's going on down here a little bit, and so he sees that Jesus is needed, and so then he does it. But you're saying I am from the foundation of the world is the response. And I'm like,
is the response. But okay, here's the problem with these things. There is an idea which I think is just as viable as foundation of the world from before the first darkness turned into light. Okay, and the idea is the foundation of the world that Jesus is referring to there is the foundation of the new world and new economy that started when he was born into this world. Okay?
right.
Yeah. That it's not from the foundation of the material world. He was from the foundation of this new heaven and earth that he's introducing.
Okay, so both of those then are both like not refutations of Jesus being an afterthought. Like either
The
it's
second one isn't. The first one shows that he wasn't an afterthought. Proves he wasn't an afterthought.
but it does if it's God in him talking like that. Like God in him, God, the half of him that's God, of course existed at the foundation of the world.
Yeah.
Not his flesh.
Yeah.
I feel like it does not that is not like a
I see what you're saying.
refutation of,
No, I would agree with you. That's not.
Okay.
No, it's not. No, it doesn't prove the Trinity's idea that there's a person named Jesus at the foundation of everything. But they will use that as.
okay.
And you're
this
saying
doesn't
it doesn't
matter.
prove it.
Yeah, but you used that. You used that. So I was trying to get at that's not a refutation.
Yeah.
Because you're not a Trinitarian.
Right.
But
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
All right. A lot is lost in translation with Delaney.
That was not my loss.
See how I just passed the buck on her? This poor child growing up with me.
Oh my gosh. That's so
Where are we at in
funny.
time?
1950.
See, do I have the timing of all things too? 2?
too. Has it all.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we might not do much more 25. I don't think my questions are great. We can move on to 26.
All right.
Okay. See you next time.
Bye.